Hey, and welcome back. In this section we are taking a look at colors, and in the last video we saw how you can represent colors for your web pages. So in this video, let's go to Sublime and just take a look at this in action. So if I come here into Sublime, into my style.css, you'll see I have this and I want to use this as the example. So if I come to the browser, you'll see this is the color that we have. I want to change it to white so that we can have an easier color to work with. So if I come here, let me just change this one to white. It will change the color of all links to white. So you can use it in capital. You saw the other one was in capital and I am using it in small letters. It doesn't really matter. Either way, it will work. CSS is case insensitive except for very specific things, but it is case insensitive, and that is the same for HTML. Unless for the element that is being output, it is case insensitive. So if we come back and we reload this, you'll see our navigation has changed color. So here we're using the, what's it called? We're using the hexadecimal representation. What if I want to use the keyword, which is white? It will still be the same color. I can even make it gold. Reload. It will change. I can make it silver, purple. It will change. So you can use the keyword or you can use the hexadecimal representation. So that's black. If we make it black and we come back, you'll see it changes. And we can use the RGB representation. Let's start with white. The RGB representation for white is 255, 255, 255. Then I will save this, and if I come back and reload, it changes to white. We can use it if we want it to be black. 0, 0, 0. It will change. Now, in some cases, you will ask yourself, how can I change RGB to a hexadecimal color? So if you go online, you can search for RGB to hex. But what I usually use in all my situations, let me say this is white. I'm using this as white, and I want to know the RGB representation for this one. I use Firebug. To open Firebug, I just press F12, or I can come here and activate it. So you can see my Firebug is floating here. If you want to change its location, you'll just come to Firebug UI location, and I want to put it at the bottom. So I'll put it here. Now, I can use this to select an element. Let's say I select that, and I can style that element like I wish. So if I come here and I change this to black, it will change the color of that element. Let me take it back to white. And I want to change this to know the RGB representation for it. So you can come here and say colors as hex, as hexadecimal, which is currently the way it is. As authored, will show you the way it was written in the style sheet. As RGB or as HSL. There is also HSL, which is hue, saturation, and lightness, but we won't touch on this because I hardly ever use it. So if I want to change this to RGB, I'll just click there and it will show me the RGB code, and I can just copy this, Control C. If I click on it and copy it, I can bring it back, paste it there and use it. So there's also something called transparency. What we're using right now are solid colors, meaning that even if there's a background image behind them, if you use this color on top of that image, this color will always take precedence, meaning that this color will be solid, it will be opaque, it will prevent the color which is behind from being seen. But you can also have a situation whereby you want an image which is behind to be slightly visible. And even though you're using a color for the background of this, you'd want that image to be visible. And therefore, in the next video, let's take a look at transparency colors, and we are going to use the RGB as an example. So I will see you in the next video.